frustrate the business of the people, that you would guide our thoughts and minds and hearts, that we may find consensus for the good of those involved. Bless us and keep us as a city. This we ask in Jesus' name, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We just start off by recognizing everyone that's here. So glad our visitors. I don't think we have anyone that's on the agenda to speak. But what I would like to come in, where did he?
Did you sign up? Did you sign up the comment form?
Yeah.
No.
Your sheet? Okay, missed that one.
He mentioned he wanted to speak, but and I asked him, he might have understood.
Let him speak.
Yeah, I guess he.
Just let him speak. Or
Yeah. Okay.
he wants.
We haven't in the past. We haven't done that in the past.
No. Well, I mean,
If they don't sign up,
Yeah, it'd be up to the mayor.
I said, was it what you signed in and didn't sign up?
Yeah, sign in.
Okay, technically we don't, normally we don't acknowledge it, but there wasn't anyone in there to receive it. Was it a form out there or anything?
Yes, ma'am.
Basically, is it a time issue?
Yes, about the streets.
Okay, well, if it's not one that we're can have to address, I would ask that you come back and at the next meeting and sign, because normally you have to sign in to have a public comment, because we don't respond to you at all either way. You just get to voice your opinion. And I do apologize that you didn't see the form out there. Thank you.
We can give
But
you one before you leave. We can show you which one it is.
And as a recourse, you can always talk to your council person directly without a meeting deal. I do apologize.
What precinct you in?
And with,
3.
okay, so you can speak directly to your council person in precinct 3. I do apologize for it. Thank you. So with that covered, at this time, I would like to acknowledge some of the great things that have been going on in Crockett during Breast Awareness Month. We had several wonderful sessions that took place. The city sponsored one. There were several other churches that had Pink Out Day, and they recognized the survivors and those that have passed on. And then there were just numerous activities. This probably was the most that I've seen. They had several community walk-arounds. And so as a whole, I think that everybody should be commended for being so sensitive to such an awful disease. But we do know that so many people have survived it, and there's so much support for it. So we do appreciate everybody from within the city and the country as a whole addressed it, but especially in Crockett. I had never seen that much support for survivors and those that have gone through it. So we do say a big thank you for that. And then you can't pass up with Halloween. This is the first time I think Ms. Beasley, no, it wasn't Ms. Councilwoman Beasley, it was her sister, that actually put the list of activities. I don't think we've ever had that done that well. And it wasn't all exclusive list, but people were sure happy to know where to go and the time frames to go in. And so that might be something every year that maybe we're assigned to our community liaison to make sure that list is updated as much as possible. But what I did see, it slowed the flow of traffic. It made everything go smoothly. People say, oh, I went to those other two first, and I stopped, and I'm gonna leave here and go to that. And I really thought it was an opportunity for all the citizens. A lot of the churches participated and had their day, and so it was just really nice. So, and then you walk down the street, it's a lot of construction going on, a lot of holes. I hope they did for the right reason. But it's a lot of things going on. The place is looking better, it's looking well cared for. And so we do want to commend it's like the citizens have gotten excited about taking care of their designated area, but they're going beyond that and taking care of the community. So we do encourage community, make sure that as a community, come together as a community. If we can't make it quite to you, and from a city, from a massive standpoint, the council people within the community can work to ensure a lot of those things that are taking place. Fish is lengthy tonight, but she is so sorry, but I am so appreciative of all of the great things that have gone before. That's enough, Fisher. Anyone from the council?
I would like to say it was a great weekend for Crockett this weekend. Bear Hall, the new winery place, all that on that side of town is just building so much, and I think it's a great deal for Crockett. Great deal. I think it will end up bringing a lot of people.
That's the good
Our
thing.
square is
Lightening up?
it's just doing great. And I think what we have in the future for downtown, it's gonna be amazing.
Awesome. Brett Jackson, do you have anything at this point?
No.
Okay, well, thank you. We're real excited about that. At this point, we are up to item number 1, regular session, October the 17th, 2022. The minutes, everyone has had an opportunity to look over them.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, a
The
motion.
second emotion.
It's been moved and second, all in favor? Motion carries. Bring us to business. Item number 2, consider and approve lease agreement with Crockett Merchants Youth Baseball.
Mayor and council, we have the lease agreement for what used to be known as the Little Leagues, the Little Baseball fields. They've left the Little League Association, and now they formed, of course, the Crockett Merchants Youth Baseball. And so with that, we're wanting to update their lease agreement, and we've recently obtained actually the deed for the building that used to be the Boys and Girls Club, and we need to renew that lease as well. They've been good tenants of the building, taking care of it and making some upgrades and keeping it clean and painting it as needed, changing out, faucets and toilets as needed. So they're a good neighbor for primarily the soccer association there. So as long as they're helping us take care of the area, I'd recommend we renew the lease for a 5-year term. It's in your packets.
Okay, that's what I was trying to make sure that, the soccer is still gonna be.
Yes, ma'am.
used. Well, I knew that went to a broader lease.
At some point, if there is more of an overarching association that wants to take care of those, that's up to them. But right now, the baseball group has been good tenants and taking care of the building, kind of putting some of their own time and money into it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's been really nice the way they've used the share that at this point,
Yes, ma'am.
because that soccer program is huge.
Yes, it is. They had a great program this year.
And I think they're probably gonna see the baseball pick up simply because of so many people.
I'd like to make a motion, we approve the lease with Crockett Merchants Youth Baseball. And I would like to give a big shout out to Joe Smotis for making a lot of this happen.
Good.
I mean, without Joe, this would have went down a long time ago.
Yeah.
But Joe's been doing really good on the building, the repairs, the upkeep. So yes, definitely like to make a motion to
Crockett Merchant.
I second.
Okay, it's been moved in second. All in favor? Motion carries. Okay. You gotta remember how to get back to where I was. All right. Item, make sure I'm on the same right, Council. Let me look back on this one. Am I on the right,
Item 3.
consider, no, I'm on the wrong date, excuse me, wrong meeting. I went back to the wrong meeting. Hold up, this thing, I was on the wrong meeting.
Is it there?
I'm at the right meeting now. I need to delete all the rest of them. Okay, item number 3. Consider and approve additions and updates to personnel policy and procedure manual. Copy appendix D and the salary.
Mayor and council, we have the policy to follow up all the work that was done this year during our budget workshops and adopting our budget. As council approved the new tax rates to fund this budget, we wanted to give enough time for the petition period to pass before we enacted any of the pay schedule and policies relating to the pay that council approved for all of our employees. And so that is now what I'm asking council. I sent the policy and the pay schedule out to council for y'all to review if there's any questions on that. Otherwise, if this is passed, then this would go into, we're going into our pay period on the 10th, into our new pay period, and it would be effective beginning the 10th of this month, if council approves.
Look like we came into the 21st century. Looks good. I'm glad that it was able to go through. That was a nice request. Any,
Mayor and Council, I make a motion that we go ahead, and we've already discussed this in our budget session, that we go ahead and approve the updates for personnel policy and procedure manual.
I second.
it's been moved in second. All in favor? Motion carries. Bring us to item number 4. Consider an approved bill of sale for purchase of 203 motor grader from Houston County.
Mayor and council, we have a precinct 2 county precinct 2 that is purchased a new Caterpillar motor grader, and this was going in for trade-in, and they offered it to us. They knew we were in dire need, and actually what I'll show further down on the agenda, on that surplus list of items to be auctioned, our old motor grader is on that list to try to auction off and sell. This is a 2003. It's almost 20 years old. It has 9,300 hours. It's been fully serviced and kept up, maintained, filters, any kind of maintenance issues by Caterpillar themselves, not in-house. There's a full log on it. They did an inspection prior to offering the trade-in. They did a full inspection on it prior to offering them the trade-in value on it. There's, other than some paint, decals, even the seats, the interior, it's really, really good shape. All the hydraulic hoses and all the high maintenance issues are in great condition. So we would like to take advantage of this opportunity to get trade-in price on this piece of equipment that's going to end up going for a lot more if Caterpillar takes it and sells it as used.
What type of service life do you think we can expect to receive from it if we purchased it?
Our current, hold on one second, you caught me off guard on that one. Our current one is a 1996, our motor grader, and it has not been kept up and maintained with that kind of a service record. Our current one is only has about 3,000 hours on it. It hasn't been obviously used very much within the city other than for construction projects, but the hydraulic hoses, everything on it, it's just almost every time we use it, there's an issue. And most of ours are time-sensitive issues when we have cement already mixed into the road and needing to be graded. You can't be down. And the precinct 2 has really helped us out. I just want to, just as additional information, they have been a huge help for the city on a lot of our higher traffic roads that where grade is of utmost importance. They come in and they've been doing grading our roads during our construction process. And we've in turn helped them out with one of our rollers or some of their projects, but we have a great relationship with them. But this is kind of a more of a once in a lifetime opportunity to be able to get it at trade-in cost. And
What is trade-in?
That's right, 60,000 for that. That's roughly 300,000 plus for a new one, depending on the accessories and the attachments that comes with it.
Well, on average, you're talking about an additional 300,000 for a new one.
If we were to purchase a new one, yes,
Yeah.
sir. This will allow us to continue doing our own road remixes and construction projects. We're appreciative of the county, but we know that they have their own precincts to take care of as well.
Yeah.
They've offered to continue helping us as they can. But I believe we can auction ours off at a fair cost. We believe we can probably get about 20,000 off of ours, just from some of the estimates.
Do you think it would be financially feasible for us to get that maintenance log and have
Yes, sir. It's
Caterpillar to continue to service it, or it's not budgeted for?
it would definitely be worthwhile to see what that cost is to continue the maintenance within for CAT to continue the maintenance.
I mean, if we're gonna get as much as we can out of it, I think it would be wise if it's affordable and that, you know, if it works within our budget system to do that.
We have some very capable mechanics, but yes, sir, for obvious, more specific maintenance issues, it would be good to have. I mean, we do have a good relationship with CAT, so we'd like to continue that. If council is to approve this tonight, I would ask you to include in your motion that funding for this equipment would come from our ARPA proceeds, our American Rescue Plan proceeds from ARPA.
Okay. Any other questions, concerns? Any motion?
I make a motion, we approve the bill of sale for purchase of 2003 motor grader from Houston County.
And I second that motion.
With proceeds?
Yeah, with proceeds from the art program.
From the art fund.
Okay,
I second the motion.
it's been moved in second, all in favor. Motion carries. Okay, item number 5. Consider and approve the list of surplus items which no longer serve any useful purpose for the city to be listed on the online auctioning service from Renee Bates Auctioneers, Inc., are to be scrapped.
Mayor and council, we have these 11 items that we are not able to keep and repair or have no longer have a use for them, so we'd like to put these up for auction. You have pictures in your packets, and I have them right here on the screens.
Okay.
They look like they've been
This
well
is
used.
This was from the Texas Forest Service.
They give.
This is what I used to drive as a fire chief. And actually our inmates through TDC have been using this, but now we have the motor went out on it. We had some transmission issues, but when the motor went out, it's costlier to repair than to keep.
What's the bottom line we hope to gain from the sale of this equipment?
What we normally do with Renee Bates, any items that we have a pretty good assessment of what the value is, such as the motor grader, or and I'll show you right here this skid steer, where we've already gotten like some trade-in costs, so we have an estimate of what it's at least what the trade-in value is. We'll put those, or what they recommend is.
That's on the list?
Yes, sir.
Skid steer?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything wrong with it?
We keep on breaking it. And we're breaking the front plate. It runs. It's in excellent condition.
Is it too small?
We have a jackhammer that we put on the front of this. That what we use. This has been used for mostly, and we used to use it out at our North Water waste plant for cleaning out our drying beds. But we've changed that process, and it's just. We don't have a use for it. It's just underpowered, and now council last year bought the big track skid
That
steer.
one's good for excavation and stuff, but it's not good for heavy duty stuff at all.
Heavy construction.
I used to have one just like that. Yeah.
And what we wanted to do with this one, our initial plans, except for it having rubber tires, and we kept on having issues with that in cleaning properties. We wanted to put a grinder on the front of it. For cleaning, but it is not a high flow hydraulics. It's low flow, so we couldn't put a grinder on it either. But last year, council approved buying the new skid steer with the track on it, and it's taken over this.
So it's no longer needed.
No, sir. And it's still of good value, so we'd like to sell it while it still has some value to it. And then, of course, our motor grader here. It has served its purpose.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions?
I make a motion that we go ahead and approve the bill of sale for this equipment.
A second.
Okay, moved in second, all in favor? Motion carries. Takes us to item 6. Consider an approval reappointment of members to the Building and Standards Commission.
I emailed these out, but just another paper copy. We have 2 of our members on our building. Let me go ahead and pull that up. 2 of our members on our Building and Standards Commission have indicated that they no longer wish to serve. One of them has moved out of the city, and another one said he just having some issues finding the time for it. Up until the expiration of the end of October, we had Diane Roan, Mo Amjad, Courtney Yarbrough, Eloise Wooten, and Reggie Gregory. Mr. Gregory and Mr. Amjad, Reggie Gregory and Mo Amjad are no longer able to serve, so we have 3 more, and I have the applications in front of you. Shannon Harris, Scott Shelley, and Charles Arnold. We have 2 openings, and by ordinance, we actually have to, we're able to have up to 8 alternates. And I would really recommend that we have as many alternates as possible, because it requires a supermajority when making any kind of decision. And so if we only have 3, we can't even hold a meeting. And so we have to have at least 4. And obviously, for the purpose of the board itself, you want as many people to hear these cases as possible. So when someone can't show up, that we have 2 or 3 extras, alternates, to be able to call in to have a full board.
So do we nominate these as,
So, yes, ma'am. If council can make a nomination for 2 of them to replace our regular board members, and designate who you want to appoint as the alternate.
First one, recommend Shannon Harris, who's the manager of this apartment complex add-on. Go ahead, and I'd like to see Mr. Arnold as also appointed to the board. And the other person, Shirley?
Shelley.
Shelley?
Sorry.
Okay. If they wouldn't mind serving as an alternate to our board.
Is that in the form of a motion?
Well, yeah, I'll go ahead and make that.
Well, I second that opinion, you know.
It's so how many years have you been a resident of Crockett? It says 30 days.
who? I'm sorry.
Shelley?
It's more, almost a year, sir.
Okay.
I filled that out early.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Yeah, going on to a year now, I believe, probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it just says 30 days here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Is it-
I'm just-
yeah,
Looks like he
did it,
purchased a
May.
piece of property in the first of this year, I believe.
okay.
So three good candidates for sure.
I'll second that.
Okay, so it's been moved in second, all in favor? Motion carries, so we have Charles Otto, Sheldon Harris as permanent, and Scott as alternate.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. And we do need to, so will we do that in a second motion? We can make that in a second. Council, if you don't mind, we do need to make another motion for the reappointments as well,
Okay.
since that wasn't included.
I make a motion that we appoint Mr. Harris and Mr. Arnold as permanent board members on our
And
board,
reappoint.
And Shelley, then the
And,
reappoint those,
and Mr. Scott Shelley as an alternate to serve.
And reappoint
ones.
Ms. Roan, Yarborough, and Wooten. So we either need a second, motion for the reappointments.
I make a motion that we reappoint
It was-
Yeah.
the Ms. Roan,
yeah,
Ms. Yarborough,
And Ms. Wooten.
and Ms. Wooten.
I second that motion.
Okay, it's moved in second, all in favor? Okay, motion carried, yeah.
Thank you, Council.
Okay, we have,
Mayor and Council, I wanted to give a little update. I know we've had a position open for quite some time now. It was our SSO position, which is our sanitary sewer overflow technician. And this position and its job description has been required by the state since 2016 to address many of our sanitary sewer overflow issues. So when our wastewater collection system does not operate properly, and we have overflows, those are reported to the state, and changes have to be made to address those issues. So we had several infractions with the state that were recorded, so they said we needed to make more of an effort to show that we're addressing those. And in 2016, we signed this agreement to say that we would make additional efforts. And some of them are bringing our system over into a GIS system that is all recorded to where we know the assets that we have. how old they are. We run sewer cameras and inspect each of our manholes and sewer lines to record that and put that on a regular schedule. That way we find these issues and we can prioritize them and then replace them. And we could move that all the way through the budgeting and operational process. If we really don't know what we have, we're not gonna be able to address them. They also required us to do quite a few projects, which we funded several of them, and some we still have a couple that have been unfunded, which we're continuing to try to prioritize to find the funding for and address. So, since I've been here, we've rotated that position quite a few times, and we realized this last time that we need to change our approach. We were expecting someone to address both the technical side, the GIS, going in and inspecting them, knowing how to run and operate computers, and the technical. That we have a Trimble, which is a piece of surveying equipment, and then we have our cameras, which are $80,000 plus per camera. So if you have someone that you're hiring that does not have a lot of experience, you could easily lose large assets. So we were wanting them to do that, but then also do a lot of the grunt work, such as pulling hose, running our jet rodder, and things of that nature. And we just had issues finding that person that could do both sides. And so, as I updated council a few weeks ago, I wanted to change our direction and find someone that had all that experience, and we could split up the duties in a team under that person, to where right now we currently have our utility department that operates both water and sewer. So they may be digging and fixing a water leak, and then in the same day move over and address a sewer problem as well. And then when we have call outs, call into Public Works Dispatch, trying to break off from that, it became pretty hectic, and we're not being honest to ourselves and saying that we're doing what we are really needing to be doing.
Yeah.
And so, with the addition of this utility supervisor, we will be able to break our crews up into having more specific job descriptions that address our wastewater collection and our wastewater treatment, and then have our water distribution crews as well. We do have the people, we have the personnel, we have the available positions. We still have 2 positions that we're actually interviewing for tomorrow. Wednesday. We have interviews Wednesday. So we have some really good candidates that have, I guess, and also with us publishing our new pay scale, that's also helped.
Yep.
And so we have a list of some good qualified candidates that are applying. And so what we're doing is using that SSO position, the technician position, and not rehiring that and creating it into a utility supervisor position, and using some of our already existing crew members to address both sides of that. And so we did repost it and put it through TML, through American WWA, TRWA, and I wouldn't even know what they stand for. It's the Texas Rural Water Association and AWWA. We really did not, those are more specific job experiences and titles that, you don't have a lot of people just in town that are that can show up, that have that licensing. However, we did have that. We had a gentleman that moved back to Crockett. He grew up in the Crockett-Latexo area, and went into the water and wastewater industry, moved down to Houston area, lived there for quite a few years, and has now moved back to the home place that his parents, or his in-laws and his wife's parents, have left him. And so they're back home. He has all of his specialized licenses that are required for this job and above. And we do have him in the audience. I'd like to present Mr. Scott Shelley. We've made him a job offer, and he started last Friday.
You mean Rick Gilson?
So you got a job?
Oh, you done gave him the job. We're looking at Rick. I said, and that's God, and this is Ricky. Okay, y'all work simultaneously.
Congratulations.
I kind of look confused a little bit. Oh my goodness.
You work and I'll have to.
I apologize, Mr. Rick Gilson, and I do have the resumes in front of y'all, so
Yeah.
I'd like
Yeah.
to just to present him, and we'll be seeing quite a bit of him out on the streets. We do have a laundry list of items that Mr. Rick has already become aware of and is working with us on. So
But the good thing, you're from a small area. You've been here before, so you know nobody gets to do one thing. We have to multitask around here, so that won't shock you. You won't be shocked by it being asked to do, oh, that's beyond the scope of my duties. Nothing wrong like that. We're so glad that we're quite impressed with your resume.
Yeah, Ricky, I had a question on the work history. On the current, it says supervisor of municipal operations and consulting. Is that your personal business, or is that for somebody, or
I
what?
work for somebody.
Okay.
I was a supervisor over about 7, 8 districts.
Uh-huh. So you're not there now?
No, sir, that's correct.
Okay. When did you leave them?
Last Thursday.
Oh, okay.
And so Houston County is home now for you.
Sweet.
It's
Good deal.
That's awesome.
welcome back.
Glad to find somebody with the credentials
Yeah.
that we need, you know.
Yeah, it's all a matter of timing.
Yes, sir. Well, God had his plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good deal.
all right.
Anyone else? Did you?
I do my very best for you guys.
Oh, thank you.
I wish you that.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so
And
much.
it's no conflict in our budget or anything like that for the,
No, sir, we do have it.
okay.
Yes, sir.
That's right. Well, thank you so much. Did we, oh, that's a done thing. We don't have to.
If
vote.
council wants to make a motion confirming it,
Yeah, I make a motion, we confirm.
I have second.
It's been moved and second. All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you.
thank you.
We will go to Scott.
Welcome.
Good luck.
Ricky, thank you. Our goal is to work you very hard. Item number 8, consider and approve street closure of Milam Avenue from North 5th Street to North 4th Street on November the 20th, 2022, from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. for the Fall Fest event to be held in the downtown park. Gathering Place flyer.
And this is the map here, council. So what they've asked is to use the block right across from City Hall. And they're wanting to, the only street that they're requesting to be closed is the street on the Dollar General side.
Yeah.
There's electrical hookup, so they want to put a float, like a trailer for a stage, and run their their sound equipment from that side, so they asked that to be closed. And then they would just contain themselves to the downtown, or this park block.
Okay.
Who's doing this?
The Gathering Place,
That's the, one of the subcategories.
What's wrong with the park?
They did it last year, I think, over at their place. It was a little small. I think they're trying to get closer to the people on
The
this.
gathering place, what is that?
That's one of the churches that's affiliated with
That's
Good
part of,
Shepherd.
Okay.
with Good
Okay.
Yeah, where they've had, they do the Christmas, but I know they did the big deal on their lot, I think, last year. But I think, I don't know, but the rationale probably is that it's a closer place, but it's not as big as the park to man.
a little more publicity and access.
And
Maybe.
that'll be the
The 20th.
Sunday after Christmas in Crockett.
Yes, sir. I am concerned with the dunk booth in the middle of November, but
That's up to
we are
them.
looking for volunteers.
That's up to
I
them.
hope.
I think the city administrator ought to Be the first one.
They have already reached out to me.
The city,
That's why I said I'm concerned.
He has his wet suit.
And then the mayor should be
The
second.
mayor do a dunk, but she don't do no pie, okay? As long as it ain't no pie, I'm open. But no pies, I don't do that.
And then
I'll dunk a little bit.
City secretary ought to be third.
Ooh. But they've done a lot of community-based things, and they've been real, but I do understand why they want to be closer in. The city park is nice doing a broader, but it's really hard to control in the evening as it goes through.
I'll make a motion, we approve the closure.
I'll
on
second.
that one.
Okay, it's been moved and second, all in favor?
Have we got anything on closing the square for?
Yes, that was
That'd be
approved.
next-
We've already
The next
approved it.
meeting.
That was approved a
Christmas and
couple.
Crockett.
Okay, that might have been when I
that
was
was the
gone.
last meeting.
That might have been when I was gone. Yeah.
Yeah, it's already, that's a done deal. Oh, we're looking forward to that, we're ready to have fun now. But once again, is there anything else, any other comments? We're excited about everything that's coming up, and thank you so much, and we'll motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All right, been moved in second, all in favor? Motion adjourned.
Hey, Charles,